3, 2, 1, go! Woo! Oh yeah, now.
Jeff and Oswald love sleeping.
Hey, Oswald, I think Jeff is coming at the Wigglehouse.
Really? Yes, you're right, Oxley.
Yeah.
He likes to sleep on the bed, Orla.
Yeah. That's right, Opal.
Well, that's good.
I'm coming. So, I better pack my purple pajamas and a teddy bear.
All right. Go for it, Oswald.
Oh, yeah?
I hope Oswald is packing his purple pajamas and a teddy bear, Larissa.
Maybe, you're right, Claire. He's packing in his bedroom.
Yeah. I think so.
I can't wait for Oswald is packing in his backpack, Claire and Larissa.
Yes, we do.
Oh, yes.
Look. Here comes Oswald.
Hey, guys, I'm back.
Oh, good job, Oswald.
Yes.
Come on, Oswald, let's go.
Yay. See you, OSMU Wiggles and Clare.
See you, Oswald and Larissa.
Bye-bye. Hi, Jeff.
Jeff.
Hi, Oswald and Larissa. It's good to see you, Jeff. Hey, Oswald and Larissa, can we go to the Wiggle House?
Yay.
I love the
Wiggle
Wiggle
House.
House. All right. Let's get into the big red car.
Yay.
Woohoo. Hey, Larissa and Jeff, I was thinking about sleeping. Really? Yes, you do think about sleeping. Yes.
Oswald, can you think about sleeping?
Yes, I can. Hello. My name is Oswald. Do you like sleeping? Yes, you do like sleeping. But now, let's sleep. Yeah.
Wake up, Oswald.
P-R-R-R-R-R-R-R-R. Thanks for waking me up, everyone. Wow. That was good thinking about sleeping, Larissa and Jeff. Yes. That's good thinking, Oswald. Yeah.
Hey, Oswald, can you call the Eaters Wiggles?
Of course, I can. I will call the Eaters Wiggles.
Hey, look, kids, the phone is ringing. We better answer it. Hi, Oswald.
Hi, Brian.
Nice to meet you, Oswald.
Hey, Brian, can you talk to the kids?
Yes.
All right. Go for it, Brian.
All right.
Hello, Oswald.
Hello, kids. I hope you had a good time.
Well, that's good, Oswald.
That's right, Frixos. Kids, are we having a sleepovers tonight?
Yes, we're having a sleepovers tonight.
That's right, Marieta. So, are you ready to have a sleepovers tonight, kids?
Yes, Oswald.
Good. Go grab your backpacks and I will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Okay, kids, let's get your backpacks ready and have some sleepovers tonight.
Yay.
Wow. I think the Eaters Wiggles are getting ready for our backpacks to have some sleepovers.
I agree with you, Oswald.
Yeah, you're right, Larissa.
Oh, yeah.
Look, Oswald and Larissa, we're here at the Wiggles house.
All right, guys, let's watch some TV.
Yes.
Great singing, everyone. Well, I wonder which way it is to get to the end of the rainbow. I think it's this way.
Wow. I like this TV, Sam.
Yes, I do, Olanda.
Yes, that's right, Sam.
I agree with you, Murray, Sam, Olanda, and Ayla. This TV is very cool.
Yes, we do, Anthony.
Well, that's good.
That would be Oswald, Larissa, and Jeff.
Hello, Wiggles, Olanda and Ayla.
Hello, Oswald, Larissa, and Jeff.
Nice to meet you, Wiggles, Olanda and Ayla. Hey, Olanda, can we watch some TV?
Yes. That's a good idea, Oswald. Come on. Let's watch.
Woohoo.
The rainbow. Who are you? I'm the king, Murray. The king? Where do you come from? Murray, I've been riding the rainbow.
That would be the Eater's Wiggles.
Are you the king of the rainbow?
Hello, Eater's Wiggles.
Hello, Jeff.
It's lovely to see you, Eater's Wiggles.
Kids, I will pick you up tomorrow.
Oh, yes, be good, Brian.
Yes, I will.
See you tomorrow, Brian.
See you, kids. Bye.
Alright, guys, let's watch together.
Oh, yeah.
Later that night.
Ha 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 ha. I'm laughing. Hey, Nicole and Adam, can you please jump on me?
Okay. Here we go. Marieta.
Ha 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 ha.
Woohoo. This is fun, Adam.
Yes. That's right, Nicole.
Yeah.
Woohoo. I love my teddy bear, Zoe.
Yes. I agree with you, Oswald. My teddy bear is so happy. Aw.
Oh, yeah?
Hoo-hoo. I love the big red car. This is so much fun.
Yes. Woohoo. I love my doll too. Or.
Hey, kids, it's bedtime right now. Really? Yes, it's bedtime.
Well, I agree with you, Oswald. It's bedtime right now.
Yes. Okay, Jeff, you can go to Sam's bedroom. Larissa, you can go to Anthony's bedroom. And Ayla, you can go to Murray's bedroom too. Yes, I'll go to Sam's bedroom.
I'll go to Anthony's bedroom.
And I'll go to Murray's bedroom.
But now, it's time to go to sleep.
Good night, kids.
Good night, Jeff, Larissa, and Ayla.
We'll see you in the next morning. The next morning. Hey, Oswald, what song do you want to sing? I know. Where's Jeff and Oswald's song? Oh, yes. That's a good idea, Oswald.
And Jeff and Oswald, you can go anywhere right now.
Yes, Adam. All right, Jeff, let's go. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's sing a song about Where's Jeff and Oswald together. Here we go.
Where's Oswald? Where's Oswald? Where's Oswald? Looky, 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 looky. Oh. Uh-huh. 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 Where's Oswald? Where's Oswald? Where's Oswald? Where's Oswald? Where's Oswald?
Look, guys, it's Jeff and
Where's
Oswald.
Oswald? Where's Jeff?
Thank you for finding me and Jeff, everybody. And give yourselves a big clap.
Well done, Jeff and Oswald. Great job.
Thank you very much, Adam. Well done. Look, guys, it's the OSMU Wiggles, Clare and Brian.
Time to go home right now, Oswald and Larissa.
Oh, yes, we do, Claire.
Where did you go, guys?
We went to the Wigglehouse.
Wow. I like it, Oswald.
What are you playing at night, guys? We played in Jeff's bedroom with the kids. Cool. I like it, Larissa.
And what are you singing, guys?
We sang Where's Jeff and Oswald at the backyard. Because, me and Jeff are going anywhere as well.
Wow. I love it. That's good, Oswald.
That's right, Opal. Well, it's time for us to go now.
Goodbye, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.